And to details, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi attended on Wednesday the 35th Cultural Symposium for the Armed Forces on the occasion of celebrating the Martyrs' Day. Addressing their celebration, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi affirmed that the martyrs sacrificed their lives to protect the country and offer peace and safety for all Egyptians. Details.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi attended on Wednesday the 35th Cultural Symposium for the Armed Forces on the occasion of celebrating the Martyrs' Day. Addressing the celebration, President el-Sisi affirmed that the martyrs sacrificed their lives to protect the country and offer peace and safety for all Egyptians. The President called on the Egyptian people to protect their country and stand side by side with the army and police while defending the nation, asserting that police and army will always defend the nation. President el-Sisi also thanked those who work in the field of drama for highlighting the martyrs' heroic fight. The President also pointed out that the armed forces and police succeeded in combating and uprooting terrorism over the past years, confirming that evil powers will always be defeated in the end. President el-Sisi also stated that Egypt has succeeded to face the coronavirus's repercussions on the health and economic level. During the celebration, the President honored a number of martyr families in appreciation for their sacrifice for the safety of the nation.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi held a phone call on Wednesday with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The phone call tackled boosting bilateral relations between the two countries as well as the last developments of the Russian-Ukrainian crisis. During the phone call, President el-Sisi stressed the significance of boosting a diplomatic dialogue to preserve the international security and stability. The President also stressed Egypt's readiness to enhance political solution through its moves on bilateral or multi-parties levels. The President also stressed that Egypt is following up field development in Ukraine to ensure the safety of the Egyptian expats in Ukraine, praising the measures taken by the Russian side to facilitate the exit of the Egyptian expats from the country. The talks also tackled means of boosting bilateral strategic cooperation in various domains through joint developmental projects. First Lady Mrs. Intisar el-Sisi expressed her happiness with the launching of Dawi and Noura initiatives for the empowerment of the Egyptian girls in the framework of the national project to develop the Egyptian family, especially in the villages of the presidential initiative Decent Life. On her social media account, the First Lady said that the Egyptian girls are the pioneers of the future. She added that investing in the Egyptian girls is an investment in building the future. The First Lady also expressed her support for the Egyptian girls to get their rights and develop their skills as a main step to achieve the desired renaissance. Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli headed on Wednesday the Cabinet's weekly meeting to discuss a number of social and economic files. Following the meeting, the Prime Minister held a press conference on the repercussions of the Russian-Ukrainian crisis on the domestic and global economic conditions. The Prime Minister asserted that the world is facing huge inflation, which has negatively impacted prices of basic commodities in the world. The Prime Minister also highlighted the increase in the prices of strategic commodities across the world since the beginning of the Russian-Ukrainian crisis. But the Premier noted that the country is facing the global inflationary pressures and is seeking to curb the impacts of the global inflation. Dr. Mustafa Madbouli also confirmed that the state has sufficient reserves of strategic goods for the coming months, adding that Egypt is capable to face any challenges and ease burdens on all citizens. The Prime Minister added that a follow-up economic committee was formed to monitor the repercussions of the crisis. The Prime Minister affirmed that the government is exerting utmost efforts to contain the impacts of the crisis. The Premier also called on merchants not to hide any commodities and citizens not to store commodities, and also urged them to rationalize consumption. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry held talks on Wednesday with his Jordanian counterpart Ayman al-Safadi and Palestinian counterpart Riyad al-Maliki on the sidelines of the 157th session of the Arab League. During the meeting, the three foreign ministers that stressed the importance to launch negotiations between the Palestinian and Israeli sides to ensure the establishment of a Palestinian independent state. Shoukry also stressed Egypt's support to Palestinians at all levels, especially its efforts to enhance the domestic situation and end the file of Palestinian division. At the Arab League meeting, the Arab foreign ministers also stressed the significance of pushing forward negotiations between the Palestinian and Israeli sides with the aim of reaching a just and comprehensive peace. The ministers also said they are looking forward to resuming the peace process and confronting all obstacles hindering a two-state solution.